Region 6 councillors discussed the issues arising from the vaccination requirements being enforced by the government at its monthly statutory meeting. Narima Ali reports.
The COVID-19 gazetted guidelines for the month of September has raised many protests and picketing actions in several regions throughout the country. During the course of the RDC statutory meeting last Thursday, APNU AFC councillor Mr. Leon Hunt raised concerns about the need for more sensitization to be done about the vaccines offered by the Ministry of Health.
I think there's not a lot of information on which vaccine you should take for whatever purpose. For example, I found myself stranded coming to Guyana because I couldn't pass through Trinidad because they don't recognize Sputnik. Yeah. And I was the first to run and take the Sputnik. So I think we should get some more information on which ones you should take, which one is most internationally, recognized. Yeah. Because once you take it, you can't go and just take another one.
The regional chairman, Mr. David Armagon, shared these details about the vaccines available to the residents in Region 6 and the rest of the country.
It's coming out of Russia. And only things that are produced in Western countries are good. And that's how, unfortunately, that's one of the reasons. But there is no evidence to prove that the Sputnik is not good. If you're going to America and Trinidad and some of these places, you might as well take the AstraZeneca well, maybe that's the only one they accept right now. The Pfizer is not available for adults in Guyana because the Pfizer is only come for the children.
Mistress Shirley Scott Richardson highlighted these statements to the RDC councillors.
There was a post by the Minister of Health on March 9th, and I quote, "No health workers will be penalized for refusing COVID-19 vaccine."
Who said that, the Minister?
The Minister of Health.
The policy changes based on situation.
But he did not, I did not see anything else in the media concerning this statement after the change of the policy, but yet still we are seeing our frontline workers are being targeted.
Councillor Scott Richardson emphasized that she is against the actions implemented by the government.
My problem with that posture is that Region 10 is not the only region in the country that has healthcare workers, that have nurses and doctors. But yet still we find that that is one of the regions that are under attack.
The Regional Health Officer, Dr. Vishalia Sharma, reported on the percentage of vaccinated healthcare providers in East Berbice Quarantine.
Percentage vaccinated, 46. That's looking at the total average across the region, taking all the facilities combined, with New Amsterdam Hospital having a 39% vaccination rate.
Further, Councillor Scott Richardson once again noted these points.
And I can assure you, and the record would show, that all of our frontline workers are not vaccinated, and this is not a posture of the region, which should be commended and which should be questioned.
The chairman assured the RDC that the decision taken by the Minister of Health was one with the interest of the healthcare workers at heart.
Taking any action against any person. But from what I know and from what I've been reading, all that the Minister of Health was trying to do is he hasn't been forcing them to take the vaccine. What he has been trying to do is to advise them to take the vaccine, and they launched a protest against the advice. So the nurses went protest not because they were locked out of the place, but because they didn't want to take the advice of the Minister of Health, and the minister is advising the whole country. And why is it that Linden alone taking that kind of action?
The appeal for citizens ages 12 to 17 and 18 and above to get vaccinated continues nationally as the number of positive COVID-19 patients increase daily. Narima Ali, Channel 8 News.